Let us see this question, which says there are 4 cubes, and obviously if there are 4 cubes, each of the cubes will have 6 faces. That means out of 26 letters, 24 letters are used in these 4 cubes, and the letter Q and X is not used. How to proceed this question? That is one of the challenge. Let us assume that there are 4 cubes, as we said, cube 1, cube 2, cube 3 and cube 4. The best possible way to start with this question is to choose 2 words which have maximum possible number of letters common. Let us start with word lazy. Now let's name that L belongs to cube 1, letter A belongs to cube 2, Z to cube 3 and Y to cube 4. Let us take another word out of the given list in the question, gaze. You see and observe carefully the 2 letters which are common, which are A and Z. Can we not say that as G and E must belong to either cube 1 or 4, because Z and E cannot belong to cube 2 and cube 3, which is already been occupied by letters A and Z. If you take another word which is pole, P-O-L-E, and observe carefully, what you find that E cannot belong to 1. Why it cannot belong to 1? Because the word pole contains the letter L, and L is being already occupied in cube 1. That is why E cannot be equal to 1. Implies E is equal to 4 and G is equal to 1. Let us see another word, road. Before that, P can belong to 2 or O can belong to 2. From the word road, we are sure that O cannot belong to 2, as A is already there in cube 2, and both O and A are belonging to the word road. Implies O has to belong to cube 3 and P has to belong to cube 2. Let us see another word, crag. Before that, R can belong to 1 or D can belong to 1. From the word C-R-A-G, crag, as G belongs to 1, that is given in the table, R cannot belong to 1 because R and G belongs to the same word. Means R has to belong to cube 4, D has to belong to cube 1 and C has to belong to cube 3. Let us see another word, F-L-E-W, flew. We are saying that F and W has to belong to either cube 2 or cube 3 because L and E are already occupied in the cube 1 and cube 4. Let us see another word, F-O-U-R. As we know that F and W can belong to either 2 or 3, from the word F-O-U-R, F cannot be equal to 3 as O is already there in cube 3, and O and F cannot belong to the same cube. That means F has to be equal to 2 and W has to be equal to 3. Another word, W-H-I-V-P, WIP. W and P already belong to cube 2 and 3, so H and I must belong to cube 1 or 4. Let us see another word, Mike, M-I-K-E. As I cannot belong to 4, why I cannot belong to 4? Because E already belongs to 4. That means I has to be equal to 1 and H has to be equal to 4. That implies M and K should belong to cube 2 or cube 3. Let us see the last word, which is TUCK. As K cannot be equal to 3, as C is already there in the cube 3, as we know that C and K cannot belong to the same cube, implies K has to be equal to 2 and M has to be equal to 3. So, having found the 17 letters out of 24 in the list, the rest of the letters can be easily calculated, and the 4 or 5 questions based on this set can be easily tackled.